Hello and welcome to another week. It is March 19th and today we're going to talk about concentrates used in our desktop vaporizers. So as always, we might have people joining us and leaving us during this meeting, and then if you're watching us on YouTube and you've got a question or something we didn't comment or cover, go ahead and just leave it in the comments below. We'll make sure we get back to you.
1 second, I want to stop you there, BJ. We are going to be moving all of these videos to Elevate Glass at gmail.com YouTube channel, and we'll be pumping this out, letting everybody know it's a little bit whatnot. And then stashbox.elevatedistribution.com will also be a place where you can find all these videos as we work this out in the future.
So I'll be sending out those links. If you want to write them down, that's great. If not, I'll send them out to you after this meeting to make sure that you got them, and you can go see all the cool stuff that we're building for you there. Looks like we got someone joining us now. Hey Tommy, how are you?
Hi.
Good morning. So make sure you mute your microphones. We're having a little bit of a battery issue here, so we're gonna work through it, but is that messing up my video on your guys' end? No? Everything's crystal clear, I can dance, everything's good? Good, cool, we'll just work through it, not a problem.
It's annoying, but whatever.
Exactly. So this morning, of course, we're gonna go through concentrates in our desktop vaporizers. First, we'll start off with a review on the EOK. So one of the greatest things about our desktop vaporizers is that you can buy an upgraded basically kit that'll go with it called an essential oils kit. And a lot of folks, need to learn how to use this kit because there's a lot of pieces and parts, but once you learn how to use this kit, it's absolutely phenomenal for concentrates. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at our SSV.
So with that said, I want to say it is absolutely phenomenal for essential oils. But I don't believe it's the best way to do it. I believe our flavor disc is the best way to use oils, or just putting it right on herbs. The reason I say that is it's way cleaner, it's just better. But this EOK is designed for people that are very familiar with dabbing. And dabbing is super duper popular. Therefore, this EOK method is a good transition for people to learn that. I do feel it is the best way to do dabs, but it is not the best way to consume concentrates. And I hate to interrupt you,
No,
BJ.
you're all right.
I'll be interrupting a few times here because this is an area that I feel very passionate about. That doing dabs this way, it's just really sloppy and messy. But we're going to show you how it works because it is probably the cleanest way compared to bangers. It's just I'm always shooting for perfection and the ultimate cleanliness, and this is not that, but it's a phenomenal way. And thanks for the interruption.
You're
BJ.
all right. You're all right. So here I've got a Silver Surfer vaporizer. On the inside, I've already removed my other heater cover. And so essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my EOK heater cover. You can see this is specifically designed with a hole in the top. And I'm going to slide this bad boy right on to the heater stand underneath the tension bar on the inside there. If you notice, there you go, you can see I've got the tension bar on the outside of the glass there, and I'm just going to push this down. Now sometimes some folks go, I'm going to break it, I feel like I'm going to break it. Well, you can be kind of, burly with our units, and you'd be fine with it. And of course, the more tension, the better. So give it a good, nice push on there, and then...
A twist and push is usually the best way to push that thing down.
This one's giving me trouble this morning. Here it goes. A little bit of a twist and push. So once you've got that heater cover installed on your SSV, next thing you're going to look at is this titanium dish here. This is a sweet little piece specifically designed for us. It's going to fit right on top of that heating element that's right on the inside. So as you can see, I put that right there. Make sure it's right on there. And then if you notice the spacing that's on this right here, I've got it just barely under the rim there. Okay? I don't want it sticking or protruding out and above. That's not good. We want it just sunk under just a little bit. And then what that does for you is it allows you to use this cap. This cap here is great because you can then put this on and then use your SSV just like you would your other heater cover. You can cover up that titanium dish, and of course it'll sit nicely in. Let me try it again here. So get my titanium dish back in there.
And basically what that does is it restricts the airflow, so the air will come through the hole. I think there's a hole down below. Well, not really, but there's little air gaps that'll come up, and it just restricts the air from coming up like that. If you don't use this and you're going for dry herbs, you might want to turn your unit up a little bit more than your standard. Once you go with this heater cover, just figure it out a little bit, get used to it, and then it'll become your standard.
Absolutely. Looks like Jason's got us. Thanks for joining us, Jason.
What up, Jason?
So we're just going over the EOK and the different pieces and parts of that. So now that I've got my EOK on there, the next thing that I'm going to also come with my EOK is a new wand and a new hose. And the reason that we give you a new wand and a new hose with it is so that you can keep it separate. One for concentrates, one for dry herbs. If you use the same one for dry herbs and concentrates, totally okay. It tends to get goopy and gunky very, very fast.
There's the reason I don't like the EOK.
Yep, so it gets really messy really quick. So you got a new wand, new hose, and essentially this lines up just like our old SSV does. You know what I mean? Wand plugs in and down the town you go. Now to use the concentrates, we'll go over how to get those in there. And so let's just say I've got my hose all set up there. Next thing we're going to go over here is this vapor cap tool. So on the inside of the vapor cap tool is this long piece here. This is quartz, right, Steve?
No.
No.
Borosilicate.
Just borosilicate glass on this. And then the vapor cap tool, you see it's got a cool little pumpkin indentation on the inside there. Very fun. Of course, it slides all the way through. Quality check by us. And so then, of course, to get some concentrate, all you would need to do is see I've got a little bit of concentrate here. Let's just say I got some concentrate. Everybody kind of see that? There it goes. And so all I would do is just take the end of this vapor cap tool, scoop up some of my concentrate, get it on the very end of it. Once it's on the end of this, you're going to do this balancing act of keeping your concentrate on the very end of your tip here and then moving it all the way over to your SSV. So now that I've got my SSV and my EOK, I've got my concentrate here, I've got my hose and my wand hooked up, SSV's on. Now I'm going to drop this concentrate right inside on that titanium dish and then make sure the air cap closes there. I don't know if you could hear that. You probably, oh, you can even see it. See, that's bad, that's good. Bad, good. So this good here is what it's going to allow to do is only the air that's going to come in through the top of this straw here and then push down right on top of the concentrates, which is perfect for folks that are out there dabbing right now. You know, you do a dab, you drop your carb cap on, and that pushes the air straight onto the concentrates. Now another thing, my favorite way to use this EOK is with this little guy here. So this is the little glass insert dish.
And that comes in both borosilicate and quartz. They're both going to work equally the same. Just some people have a preference for quartz or boro.
And really, it's a taste thing. It's helping with the flavor here. So if you take this and you drop it right inside the titanium dish, you know what I mean. Your concentrate is now never going to touch the titanium. And if you're a clean dabber like I am, you're going to be cleaning up after every single concentrate hit. So if I take a concentrate hit and I put it on here, put it in my lungs, the second that I'm done, I'm cleaning this out. And then of course for cleaning it out, we have tidy tips. Our tidy tips are our cotton swabs that we have manufactured just for us. They're the Lamborghini of cotton swabs. They're the best thing. If you ever use one of these for any application, you'll never use anything else again. So make sure you know about the tidy tips. And so
I would also recommend after you clean this out, in between every hit here, you'll want to clean that out. But then once in a while as well, kind of clean this out and around here, because there will be oils that build up there. And you can also, if this is really nice and warm afterwards, you can clean it up on the outside right here and everything. And when it's warm, it's just a lot easier to clean.
Yeah, and so like what Steve's saying, when it's warm, like right after I'm done using it, I can take this tidy tip and just go right around this rim here, and that'll keep my wand nice and clean. Same thing on the inside if I need to also. A little bit of reclaim that you can get out of there, not much though, because you're vaporizing it. And then the same thing on the top here, like I was showing with the tidy tip. If you want to clean that, let's see, the light adjust, there it goes. And so then I take my tidy tip just right on the inside. I use the fat side to kind of soak up the most of it, and then I use the pointy side of my tidy tip to get all the way down into the corners. And if you do that, your unit will stay really nice and clean. When you have guests over, a hot lady over, she'll be very impressed with your unit.
And sorry, one more thing. I think you can get probably out of these things, you could probably get about 3 to 5 dabs out of it, cleaned up. It'll really suck up a lot of stuff, so you don't got to do per dab.
You don't. I do. That's me. So essentially, wrapped up, that's the Essential Oil Kit. The Essential Oil Kit you can get for our Silver Surfer Vaporizer. You can also get it for the Super Surfer Vaporizer. This is a version 2 I have right here.
1 second with the Super Surfer. With the Super Surfer, you'll have to always use this cap on your EOK if you want to fill a bag. If you're not into filling a bag with your Super Surfer, you can pretty much dab with it and vape dry herbs without that cap, although the cap does help when you're vaping dry herbs.
Absolutely. And then one of our most famous units that we have, the Debuta. All of them have different heater covers that we designed for them. So this is a Debuta here. Here's a Super Surfer, you can tell the tapered end there. And then of course we have our lovely SSV, which is on the unit. And so that's the Essential Oils Kit. Now what a lot of folks probably don't know is that our desktop vaporizers come ready to use concentrate out of the bag. You can use concentrate immediately. And so we're going to show you 2 different ways that you can do that right now. One of our favorite ways is with our flavor disc. And you might have heard of us talking about this quite a bit. This is an inert piece of ceramic. We're only having guesses as to how it's made, but it's wonderful and porous for just passing air through and allowing to vaporize convection style with our concentrates. So if I buy an SSV vaporizer, Silver Surfer, I'm going to get one of these in the bag. It's going to come in one of these little things here. A lot of folks always ask, what comes in the little bag and what's it used for? Well, there's the explanation to that. So we take our flavor disc. My favorite way is to take my concentrates while my flavor disc is out and scoop some concentrates. Obviously put some concentrates right up on the top here. You could do a lot, you could do a little. And see, like here's a little tiny little piece. So I would just set it right on top there and give it a little bit of a push too, so it kind of stays in there. If everybody can see that. So I got my concentrate on there now. And then I would take my wand, like I'm ready to do, and I would just drop it, concentrate side up, right inside of the wand here. And so once it's inside, you can see concentrates right in there. And then my favorite thing to do, and this is just a little bit of a pro tip, is to kind of just get some hot air into there. And what that'll do is that'll melt that concentrate and let it go into the flavor disc really quick. And so I can turn it on, and then I have a nice water pipe adapter here, so I put this on the water pipe. And so I put it on immediately and just give it a couple of pulls real quick. And then I give it a look, and then I can see, oh, okay, my concentrate's now down inside of my flavor disc, and now I can go to town. And of course, you just want to keep going until all the concentrate's gone. I don't like to leave any behind just because I like to party. I'm sure you guys do too.
I do recommend after every 2nd to 5th dab or use out of your flavor disc to take the flavor disc out and use a torch and burn all the leftover oils out of it.
Carrier oils.
It'll just create a much better flavorful hit. You won't get a lot of reclaim buildup. And it's just better that way.
Mm-hmm. And so that'll be a flavor disc that comes with the Silver Surfer Vaporizer. The Super Surfer Vaporizer will also come with the flavor disc, a little bit bigger. We'll get into that in just a second over why that's bigger. And then our Debuta is also going to come with a flavor disc. This is a small guy here that you can see, and then of course that'll fit inside of our Debuta wand. And you just put that guy right inside there with your concentrates, down the road that you go. Now, we're refined. Do you want me to talk about this a little bit?
Yeah, I think
okay.
we can.
So Steve and I were talking about another pro tip. If you're allowing air path to go around the flavor disc inside of the wand, it doesn't always work as well as having a sealed up flavor disc around the sides. And so, for example, here, if I take this flavor disc for the Debuta,
I find that to be one of the biggest drawbacks of the Debuta is that the way the conical shape is, that the top is smaller than the bottom, so once you put it in there, the air goes around it, which it still will work, but you really got to turn your unit up a little bit hotter. And then that's why we really like going to other, like the Silver Surfer with the female conical, like this, or the Bag Bull for the Super Surfer is really good because it has the conical grind in there as well.
So it's got a real tight fit. If you look at this one, you can see that flavor disc in there. It's just kind of rattling around. So what's going to happen is the air is going to go all the way around that flavor disc, and it's going to take a lot more heat to get air through the flavor disc. Whereas if you're using like this bad boy here and a nice size flavor disc, and you put that in there, now you have no chance for the air to go around your flavor disc. It has to go through the flavor disc, which makes it so much easier and so much better for really, really big hits and awesome vaporization there. And so that's another thing that Steve was talking about. You can get these wands from us online.
Show them how it hooks up to the
Yep.
spherical.
And so it's got spherical heater cover on here right now. And so with the flavor disc inside, just right up to it. And that's one of the best ways. And this also connects this air path to a real tight seal. And so you get a real, good usage out of that. You can move it around. It's one of the best ways to use a flavor disc with the desktop vaporizer, is with the extra wand. Yeah. Then we're gonna. Still works with the hands-free
so it still
adapter.
works. The Silver Surfer still works with the hands-free adapter on that
That connection on the inside there.
19 female.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that connection. It doesn't seem like it should work, but it does work good. It also allows you a bigger bowl for dry herbs. But I really like it to work with the larger flavor disc. It's just a grand slam.
So another really great way out of the bag that you can use our desktop vaporizers for concentrates is what we like to call the sandwich method. I enjoy this quite a bit. I know that Steve does. And so what we do is we take just a little bit of herb, Colorado's finest here, and then what I like to do is I'll just break up a little bit of it, get a nice fine grind usually, right? And then what I'll do is I'll put that inside of my bowl. If you notice what I just did there is I vacuumed it up. If you're ever just taking your stuff and just trying to sprinkle it in like I was, try to vacuum it. It works. There's a screen. It won't hurt you. So on the inside now, of course, I've got my herbs right on the inside there. And then, of course, what we can do is I like to just take a little piece of concentrate and just drop it right on top of the herbs that are in there. It doesn't really matter to me. Some folks online will call it the sandwich method. So outside of the bowl, what you can do is you could take, a little bit of herb, put some concentrate in the middle, pinch it on the top, and put it in. What I find this does is it soaks into the flour and it makes it last a whole lot longer. I'll find that when I load a bowl like this and I'm just vaping the flour, I can go through the entire bowl. Once I add a little bit of concentrate to it, it's very hard for me to get through the entire bowl myself and then onto another one. And so it makes it so that I use less. It's just an awesome way to use concentrates. To me, and I believe Steve will attest to this, I think this is the best way to use it through our desktop vaporizers. I'm a bit of a clean guy, so I always have to clean my wand a lot. Like I said, if you're using concentrates and dry herbs in the same wand, it's going to get really messy. But if you're a clean guy, you got lots of isopropyl, it's not a problem at all. And so if I drop that concentrate on there, everybody see that just right inside there.
And then the dry herb will actually soak up some of the lipids and whatnot, hence keeping your wand cleaner, keeping your rig cleaner. And then all you got to do is kind of stir your herb around, and that'll soak up any more of the oils. And when you're done vaporizing it, just blow that out, and it's got a little bit of your leftover lipids in there, and it just keeps everything a lot cleaner than just doing dabs. Dabs
Absolutely.
are filthy.
Dabs are dirty. Still doing dabs off a banger, you need to find out about the elevator. So we've gone over the sandwich method. We've gone over the different ways that we can use concentrate in the desktops. 2 pitches of flour. Oh, blowing up the bag with concentrate. This is one of the greatest ways. If you have a Super Surfer vaporizer, to you, this is the greatest way to blow up a bag is with concentrates. So here I've got my Super Surfer bag bowl. Everybody should be familiar with this guy. And then I need my flavor disc. If I can get this one out, you can get that out for me. Oh, look at you. So I got the big flavor disc inside the Super Surfer bag bowl, concentrate on top. Again, this gives us that real nice seal. There's no way for air to get around that flavor disc. It has to go through the flavor disc, which is just amazing. And then of course I'm going to take my vet bag valve wand, hook that up, sit clip, and then hook it up to my Super Surfer, turn on the fan, and then blow up my bag. But literally the best way. Sometimes what I find what I'm doing is I'll turn the heat all the way up and then kind of gradually go down on the heat as I see the vapor entering the bag. But there's different tips and tricks. Everybody likes to use it differently. So we're always welcome to folks using our vaporizers differently and however they want to mod them or customize them or use different parts with them. That's great. We totally welcome it. And we like to see pictures though. So make sure if you're talking to folks and they're doing different things, have them send us photos. It's a great way for us to be innovative and then, of course, touch out to our community of customers. And so that's how you blow up a bag with concentrates on the Super Surfer. Does anybody have any questions? Gotta know. Tommy, you got any questions? Tommy's got to know. Everybody's good. Just a reminder that this video will be up on our new YouTube page. If it's not there, I'll send out a link anyway, so you'll be able to see the video later if you want to catch the front end of the video there, Jason. And of course, if you have any questions or comments, please throw those in the comments below. Helps us with that content that we're always pushing for and trying to just be number one on top of that. So if nobody's got any questions, who's got a suggestion of what we should go over next week? Nobody? Anybody? Ooh, Sam looks like he's going to chime in.
What did you say? You cut out, Randy.
I said, what? Do you have any suggestions of what we should talk about next week? How about we do this? Why don't we go over our 420 sales, and that way we drill those home so everybody knows what wholesale sales we're offering for 420 coming up. And then we should have pictures and everything else like that for the packages that we've put together. And it should be at least enough time to fill this space of time and then really good information for everybody that's out there. Cool? Everybody on board? Cool. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody.
That did well, man.